Hello, my name is Hannah, and today we are building an apartment in San Myshuno. And this apartment, I was really struggling with color schemes this week, and so I did a bunch of black and white stuff, and so I was not wanting to do that again. So I went on Pinterest and I was just scrolling, and so I saw this, like, I don't know, it was like just a list, and it was like different like color palettes, and I was like, okay, I can do this. And I was originally looking for like a photo of an interior house, because like I feel like that could be like more like an inspiration stuff, but I saw this list and I think it was listening to me or something, because like it knew that I needed a color palette. So but it was kind of strange. But I was looking through it and I was like, I don't know what half these colors are, because it was like very descriptive colors, like not like just like red and blue kind of stuff like that. It was like very deep. And so one of them was like, you know, burnt like logs and gold with like spilled wine or something like that. I didn't choose that one, but this one, it was like rusty cliffs and then like ocean blue, which I'm fairly positive is like a paint color palette. I think this person just like stole it, because when I looked up like apartments that had it, it came up with like a paint brand's like thing, which I'm totally fine from stealing, you know, color palettes from, you know, paint companies. That's fine. But I was like, oh, you know, that's fine. That maybe explains why these names were so out there. But I thought it was really funny, and so I was like, what does a rusty cliff look like? Because I don't understand the rusty cliffs. Doesn't make much sense, because I feel like cliffs can't really rust. I don't know. They might be able to. I don't really know anything about geology, but that's okay. But I was like, okay, I'll look it up. And I was like, okay, it's like orange, and then obviously ocean is like blue. And so I was like, orange and blue, that makes sense. They're complementary colors. But then the like rusty cliffs was like so much darker orange, and I was like, okay, I can do this in The Sims. That's fine. I didn't end up going as rusty cliffs as it was like trying to get me to go. It was like really dark orange, and I just did not have enough things to do that in The Sims, and so obviously I kind of wanted to go like somewhat in my own direction. So I did like this orange that you'll see in a couple minutes, and you're starting to see now, I guess. And then I did this like blue that's like kind of like, I don't know, muted gray blue, which is these Parenthood cabinets that I've been using way too often. Sorry about that, but I really like them, and also they just fit, so I was like, might as well. And like whatever it had as the description was like this perfect color, and so I was like, this, I like this, and we're gonna use this. And so basically I did like full orange walls, which is kind of a bold choice. Like if I walked into this apartment, it would be like kind of like a headache, because it's just super orange. Like it's very bright. Like there's others like colors, like there's like this medium wood color, and so that's there, but it's like also orange, so it's like you cannot escape. And then I also use like a lighter, even lighter orange, like kind of like woodish thing, and so it breaks apart a little bit. But then I also just put like a bunch of art, so it's like very colorful. However, it still looks kind of cool. But I think the orange walls were like a bit extreme, but I also think I really like them. And I also did this plant on top of the cabinets, which I think about doing all the time, but it's kind of hard to like raise stuff up, because my key and my other key are very far apart. That doesn't make much sense, but that's fine. And then I also did some white walls, because I was like, I need to break this apart, because this is too much color. And so I broke it apart with some white, and that's good. And I was originally gonna go with a singular couch, this one from Brightchester, whatever that Discover University, is that what that couch is from? I don't know. I think so though. But I was gonna use that because it fit with more of this rusty cliffs, but then I ended up going with another one. I'm fairly positive. I also might be entirely wrong. It might have gone the other direction, and I might have ended up with this, but I also was like looking at one from Eco Lifestyle or something, but to be fair, it's been on this, you know, on my screen for long enough that I think it went the other direction. And so I went with this, and it had like a pattern, so it matched with a bunch of other stuff, and also like some pattern to break up the bold colors is kind of good. And then I put like a bunch of plants everywhere, so I thought that was really fun too. But that is about it for the apartment, so I'm now going to move on to some of the things that I have done this week. The first thing is that I'm reading a book called Caraval, and I mentioned it in like one of my previous videos. I'm not sure which one, but the one I was mentioning, the book I just finished reading. And so I mentioned that I kind of liked it, kind of didn't. It's like a game that the book revolves around. I thought it's like kind of like a childish book. It's not like childish in this like plot, but like it feels like a book I would have read in like the 4th grade, like something like that, which is entirely a me problem. It's very well written, but I just don't know. I'm not very far into it. Well, I guess I'm like a fourth of the way into it, so I guess that's pretty far into it. But I don't know if I like it or not. I'll probably talk more about it at the end. But to be fair, it also is just kind of weird to me. Some of it, the plot points are just kind of confusing, but that also might be because I'm not reading it like when I'm fully awake. So, if I read when I was fully awake more, I think I'd like more of the books. I feel like that's just a me issue, but that's okay. It's okay. The book will be fine, whether or not I finish it, and I like it or not. But I like it. It's just not like the best book I've ever written kind of thing right now. So we'll see. Hopefully it'll change by the end of the book. I'm hoping for it, but not quite convinced yet. But I've had books that are really good at the very end, and they're decent up until the very end when they're really good. So I'm hoping it's one of those books, and so just gonna keep reading it, because it's not bad that I'm going to not finish it, because I do not finish books that are so horrible I cannot keep reading them, which I know some people that read books a lot cannot do. I will just simply get annoyed and not finish it. It's not gonna happen. And so I do that a lot with some books that I just really despise, which doesn't happen that often, but some books are just really bad, so couldn't do it with a couple books last year, especially in October. Apparently I just had really bad taste in books in October, so but other than that, I also started a bucket list. I don't really know, but I had I was looking through I think Pinterest again. I'm on Pinterest a little bit too much than I probably should be. However, I was looking through it, and then I saw someone make a bucket list, and I was like, I should do that. And so I spent 3 hours on, I think Sunday. It might have been Monday too. No, I think it was Sunday, the last Sunday, and I just made it. And so it's 100 things to do before the apocalypse, because I was like, no, I don't want to do 100 things to do before I die, because that's overused. And so something in my brain was before the apocalypse. I don't know what is with me and apocalypse and zombies and stuff, but it is in my brain 24/7, and it is all over my Pinterest, and also I write stuff about apocalypse and stuff, and stuff like that, and I read a bunch of books like that. So, that was probably it, but it's kind of funny to me that I was like, no, we'll do this instead. Not sure whether or not I like it or not, but it's staying for right now. And basically it's 100 things, pretty obviously, as I said, and it's just 100 things that I want to do. And so it's a lot of travel, which I understand is most bucket lists, but I feel like that's just something that everybody wants to do, because it's so hard to travel with how the world works nowadays, and so everyone's working, so everyone wants to travel so they can see stuff and stuff like that. And so it's not unreasonable, but there's other things on there, so it's kind of good. I have 92, I think, of the 100 things. I left some space just in case I thought of anything else, which I understand is not probably how you should do a bucket list, but I was like, yeah, I might think of some more things. I'm not gonna check anything off anytime soon. I'm not traveling to another continent anytime soon, so it's gonna be a bit, and so it's all good if I want to add some more things to the future. But I have a bunch of stuff. It took me so long to figure out some of those things, but I'm oh yeah, I definitely want to do this. And then I was inspired by one thing to write another down thing. It was really fun, and it was just it took so long, and I was I still haven't finished it. But it was really fun to spend that much time on a list of just fun things to do. And so I'm hoping maybe at some point I will cross them all off, but to be fair, I don't even know if I'll ever be able to afford some of those things, and so we'll see. But it's a good thing to aspire for, so maybe in the future, but that's fun. But another thing, or I guess the last thing that I've done this week, is that we did an English project, and then we're also going to do another English project in which my teacher is called Subvert this assignment and Subvert the Final, which is the final over Watership Down, because we finished reading that the other day. And, well, I did. A good majority of my class has not read it at all, but I did, and so it was pretty good, and I liked it. It worked really well. But for the first assignment that we did, we had to do it postmodernly, which is I'm not going to explain it, but look it up, how postmodern projects and stuff like that. It's just a lot of fun. And so we did this project, And I was kind of nervous about it because my group mates based it off of Donnie Darko, in which I have never seen. However, they thought it was really funny, and to be fair, it was kind of funny if you like understood, because they were explaining to me like all of like the things in it. But a good majority of the kids in the class have never seen this movie. I think it's a movie. I'm hoping it's a movie, but my teacher thought it was hilarious. My English teacher is a lot of fun, but he had seen Donnie Darko, and so he thought that the presentation was really funny, but I had never seen it, and so I didn't do much in this presentation. They did a lot of it, but they didn't seem to have an issue with that because they were having a bunch of fun. But it was like dead silence for most of the presentation, just because most of them didn't get it, which was an issue, but you know, it's totally fine. My teacher thought it was funny, and we got a good grade on it, so I guess it's all good. But we're doing it again. We're doing a different thing for the finals. However, we're like doing a final. We have to do it postmodernly again, and we have to discuss whether or not Watership Down is really just a story about rabbits, in which I don't want to write about, because like, oh god, I don't understand some of these things. I also, like, people will say like it's like, you know, kind of like related to Christianity. I don't know anything about Christianity, and definitely not enough to, you know, determine whether or not the story has like Christian elements, or like people say it's like related to like fascism or communism. I don't know anything about those either. So I was trying to research it in math class. I bet the kids behind me thought I was probably kind of weird. I was just like full on trying to figure out how communism worked, because I don't know how I'm supposed to do this project. I don't have any ideas on how to do it postmodernly, so maybe if I can get some suggestions, but to be fair, I think it's due by the time this video comes out, so hoping I figure out something out before then. But I'm kind of worried because I don't even have my opinion on the topic yet, so I'll figure it out, but I am kind of worried about it. But that is it for now. So it is almost screenshots time. But subscribe if you did like today's video, or if you want to see more like this. But I do post 4 videos a week, so you can watch another video next time. Bye!